This is WFYI News Now. It's November 11th, and sitting in for Abriana Herron, I'm Zach Bundy. On today's show, a recent congressional report says Purdue University is an example as to why there should be tighter limits on students from China. Hoosiers that get health insurance through the federal healthcare marketplace could see their premiums go up significantly. And a vigil was held last night for a house cleaner who was shot and killed after she went to the wrong home.
Un pueblo unido, justicia por María. Un pueblo unido, justicia por María.
Those stories coming up, but first. Partial federal food benefits will be available to Indiana residents starting today, Governor Mike Braun announced yesterday. The news comes as a series of federal lawsuits and a government shutdown have left funding for the program in limbo. Ben Thorpe has more.
Governor Braun says Indiana residents expecting November payments of federal food benefits known as SNAP could expect to see partial funds this week. But full payments are likely not far behind, according to Braun. The federal government shutdown may be winding down as Democrats and Republicans are reportedly close to securing a deal. Braun says once SNAP benefits can be distributed in full, quote, Indiana is well positioned to distribute them as soon as possible. People who need immediate food assistance are encouraged to call 211 or contact their local food bank. I'm Ben Thorpe.
A recent congressional report says Purdue University is an example as to why there should be tighter limits on students from China and academic partnerships with the country. Zach Castle reports.
The Republican-controlled committee looked into Purdue and 5 other universities. The report found Chinese students and staff at Purdue had connections to dozens of Chinese schools with military ties. They also reviewed visiting scholars and Purdue faculty in China. The report said these connections represent security risks. No incidents of academic espionage were detailed. Purdue agreed with the committee that China poses a national security threat to American universities. The committee praised Purdue's policies, such as its security for research. It also recommended that the State Department and universities put restrictions on academic collaboration with China. I'm Zach Castle.
Hoosiers that get their health insurance through the federal healthcare marketplace could see their premiums go up significantly. Tamoria Cunningham reports tax credits that help to lower premiums under the Affordable Care Act are set to expire this year.
If Congress doesn't extend them, 300,000 Hoosiers could see premium costs skyrocket next year. Without the enhanced premium tax credits, the research nonprofit KFF expects out-of-pocket premiums under the ACA will more than double for the average enrollee. Alejandra Castillo is a former U.S. Assistant Secretary of Commerce for Economic Development. She says the increases could cause people to choose between health care coverage and other basic necessities.
Which then has yet another domino effect, which is you forego health care. God forbid you have an emergency. You wind up in the hospital with an extraordinary medical bill.
Castillo says both the House and Senate would have to agree to extend the subsidies, which would require the government shutdown to end. I'm Tamoria Cunningham.
And for our final story today. A vigil was held last night for a house cleaner who was shot and killed after she went to the wrong home in Whitestown. Zach Castle reports the woman's family wants criminal charges filed.
Friends and family of Maria Florinda Rios Perez de Velasquez held a vigil on the steps of the Boone County Prosecutor's Office in Lebanon. They displayed a portrait of Rios Perez alongside candles, bouquets of flowers, and a Guatemalan flag. At times emotional, they remembered the mother of 4 and demanded justice.
Un pueblo unido, justicia por María.
Around 90 people showed up to the vigil. Police say they found Rios Perez dead when they arrived at a Whitestown home last Wednesday. She was shot through a door next to her husband. The couple was part of a cleaning crew that had the wrong address. The prosecutor's office will soon decide whether to press charges against a suspect. I'm Zach Castle.
That's all for today's episode of WFYI News Now. Our podcast is produced by me, Zach Bundy, with support from the news team at WFYI and public media journalists across the state. Our news director is Sarah Neal-Estes. Kendall Antron produced our music. And if you like today's episode, remember you can subscribe and share, and follow WFYI on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube to check in on our newsroom throughout the day. Thanks for listening, and we'll be back tomorrow.